So hey guys, what is going on? This is iCrazyTeddy and I'm back once again with yet another Grand Theft Auto 5 online informational video. Now, if you guys have been following me on Twitter, then you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. And as you guys can probably tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about the latest on the UFO, the updates. And once again, I know a couple of other content creators have made videos about this, but I went the extra mile. I spoke to a couple of people which obviously were involved with the whole situation and basically did my best to grab as much information as I can. Truth be told, the other content creators did do a great job. Nevertheless, they did miss out a lot of key information and a bit of it was obviously false. But you know what? Props to them. They actually managed to obviously give this information to their audience. Once again, although some of it was a bit fabricated, once again, the whole truth be told, it's almost like a Chinese whisper tale here. I was hearing many different things, especially even on Twitter. There's loads of conspiracies going around. But you know what? I decided to do the best thing, which is obviously to contact the people involved with the whole scenario and situation, and from there get as much information as I could, enough to make an actual video and also give my opinion, which I will be doing right now. But the gameplay you should see in the background is also of some mods. I'm actually getting this information from ECB2, and keep in mind he's one of the main people when it comes to this whole situation and just GTA mods and information, DLC information in general. He's a really nice guy. If you guys want to check him out, I will leave his Twitter link and YouTube channel as a link in the description, so you guys can obviously check out his shit. He's a really nice guy. With that said, the gameplay in the background is of me, Dom is live, and I believe 2 Dynamic HD, as well as ECB2. As you guys can tell, this is actually from a couple months ago. We're just messing about and ECB2 decided to spawn some props. Once again, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what happened, but as always, just before we do begin today's gameplay commentary, I'd just like to ask you guys and kindly request that you go ahead and thumbs up this video. If we could get 2,000 likes, and that would be really highly appreciated. Also share this with your friends if you want them to know about this really cool information, as I do believe that everyone in the GTA 5 community deserves to know exactly what has happened over the past couple of days. Once again, me and many other of my YouTube friends and YouTube gaming commentators, colleagues and stuff like that have been getting a shitload of tweets over the past couple of days telling us that they found, our fans in fact, subscribers and also GTA Online players have found alien Easter eggs and UFOs appearing and stuff like that. Maybe Rockstar's trolling us, but that's basically far from the truth. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard it from other content creators that this is basically all passed down through mods and mods only. I'm pretty sure Rockstar won't be adding any UFOs into GTA Online anytime soon. It does sound quite absurd. In my opinion, it would be a great addition and definitely add a nostalgic feeling. But yeah, let's try and get back on track here. But basically what has happened, if you guys don't know, ECB2, who actually had a friend, and ECB2 is actually the guy who released the mod menu for several different reasons, in fact, some of them which weren't covered by people. So basically I've known ECB2 for a long time and I've been in many different Skype calls with him and stuff like that. And I know him to have a couple of friends, some of them who actually play on the PlayStation 3 in fact, and ECB2 actually plays on the Xbox 360 as shown by the gameplay in the background. He's actually that leather seat, that car seat that I'm shooting right now. Yep, that is ECB2. But what happened was he actually made this mod menu, and what he did was he actually needed a friend to test it. I'm not actually going to give the guy's name, but I'm pretty sure ECB2 mentioned his name on his Reddit forum post if you guys want to check that out. I'll also try and get a link to that if I remember. But with that said, basically what ECB2 did is he needed a friend to obviously help him and test these mods, and in fact this friend would obviously have a lot of fun. And I also believe that this kid, this insolent swine who was actually given all these many different responsibilities and all these different kinds of mods, the mod menu itself, able to access these mod packs and stuff like that through ECB2's mod menu. He was actually given these for demonstrational and educational purposes, as we say, but unfortunately this kid took it to the next level. This guy is a dirtbag. He's like the filth. He basically used this for his own commercial use. He was handing this shit out as if it was like hotcakes, giving it to his friends after being told not to several times by ECB2. I've been in calls many times and they've been modding and basically talking about new different mods. As you guys know, ECB2 was the actual guy who was the first ever person to be able to get Chop into GTA Online as a playable character. If you guys want to see that video, I will leave a link in the description, or you can probably type it into your YouTube URL. I believe I was one of the first people to actually get gameplay of that up, so full props to ECB2 once again. So this kid, he snaked out ECB2, he used it for his own purposes, he started selling it for over hundreds of dollars, the mod menu itself, which hundreds and thousands of modders around the world wanted. Once again, at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that did ECB2 want this to be released? And the simple answer was no, because as we know, there's good hackers, there's bad hackers, there's good modders, and there is bad modders. Fortunately, I can say that ECB2, in my honest opinion, would come under the category, although Rockstar Games might not actually admit this, or rather agree with me, I guess is the better word to use, that ECB2 has given us much leaked information. And I'm just saying this from a YouTuber standpoint of perspective. This guy's given us loads of leaked information for DLCs, and he has helped us out with all of that sort of good stuff, so I do really appreciate the help he's given us. But that's besides the point. This guy was selling his menu and all of that sort of good stuff, so ECB2 was like, screw it, I'm actually going to have to release this menu out, and basically no one will have to pay for this, so it's completely free. Now here's the catch. I know the YouTube commentators have already mentioned this, and I'm sorry for being repetitive, but here's the thing. The mod menu, which was actually released, once again, this guy was a tester for the PlayStation 3 console. Keep in mind that this is only for the PlayStation 3. What this means is that the UFOs were spawning on the PlayStation 3 console only. Now before you start jumping on your high horse and getting excited, talking smack in the comment section, yes, I know there also are UFOs being spawned on the Xbox 360. Once again, calm down, I will get to that in a second. I know a lot of people try and jump the gun and get way too overexcited and, you know, kind of activate keyboard warrior mode and just go ham jabroni in the comment section. But with that said, these are almost like sticky mods or infectable mods. If you guys do not remember what they are from, it was actually a term used back in the Call of Duty days, which is what I first remember it from, sticky mods or infectable mods. But once someone actually goes into a GTA Online session and spawns one of these props, for example the UFO, what this does, it actually sticks in the actual server data, and when one of the guys who's actually in their session moves over to a new session for whatever reason, the UFO also travels on with their data, so the data is actually stuck on the server client itself. And what this means is that multiple UFOs are appearing in the Grand Theft Auto Online scene at the exact same time for the PlayStation 3. Now once again, this is happening mostly on the PlayStation 3. I know it's happening on the Xbox 360. Once again, I'm the one who's been spammed with all these tweets, and I'm glad you guys have been telling me and you've really asked for this video. So once again, I'm sorry about the slow tempo of the video. I'm trying to, you know, do a chillax commentary so you guys can sit back and watch the gameplay itself. Yeah, here's the explanation for the Xbox 360. You guys must know that ECB2 is not the only modder, so there must be a couple of other modders around the world who also have their own different mod menus, different from ECB2's mod menu, which these mod menus also allow you to spawn props. So the props on the Xbox 360, such as the UFOs that you guys see, obviously from different modders using different mod menus. Once again, ECB2's mod menu was only released on the PlayStation 3, so everyone who is saying that ECB2's mod menu can now be used by people with flashed or JTagged Xbox 360s is incorrect. Only someone with a jailbroken PS3, I believe, is able to use his mod menu. Once again, it is not ECB2's fault. He was actually being threatened, blackmailed, and all of that sort of weird shit that normally goes on the internet when you basically associate yourself with these sketchy people. But with that said, that's all about it to say. Once again, he's trying to work, or rather he's told Rockstar about this problem itself, and he basically asked them for a estimated time on when this can actually be fixed, because as you guys may know, it's kind of weird to have a UFO spawning around, and this is the last thing that ECB2 wanted. Once again, we can kind of categorize modders in a way. Everyone has their own different opinions, although Rockstar shares only one opinion, which is obviously modding is bad in a sense. But once again, they are the actual game developers, and whatever they say goes. So he's contacted Rockstar and he's basically asked them, you know, when, ooh, Dom is live just got crashed and taken out right there. I don't actually remember that happening. But with that said, hopefully the whole bug should be fixed. If you guys haven't already seen it, try and hop into a random online session and you might be lucky enough to see it as many other people. Once again, looking at my Twitter feed, it's actually being spammed as I speak right now. But with that said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Once again, I hope this cleared up the whole situation. I've spoken to ECB2 about it, and many different things have happened. Once again, these are almost like infectable or sticky mods, and they're basically just stuck on the server client data, whatever you guys want to call it. it. I'm not going to get into all of that technical bullshit because I'm not really one to talk about it. I'm just here paraphrasing and giving you guys the information. As you guys know, I'm probably one of the #1 sources for the latest and best GTA 5 content, which is definitely a great reason why you guys should subscribe to my channel. And also, once again, just before we do finish, feel free to like and share this video on any of your favorite social media platforms. If we could get 2,000 likes on this awesome GTA 5 information, which I believe everyone in the GTA 5 community deserves to know, and this is the best explanation that I could give with all the information that I was given by various different modders and ECB2 himself. So yeah, with that said, share and like this video. Once again, I don't want to jump straight into it like other people, but once again, full props to them as they did bring you the information regardless. With that said, subscribe, like, rate, comment down below what you think about the whole situation. Do you want UFOs to be randomly spawning in GTA 5 Online, or what do you think about modders? Are modders good or bad for the GTA Online community? But yeah, with that said, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Expect more longer videos in the future as well. You guys actually asked for longer commentaries and for me to actually elaborate on most points, so that's why I basically decided to do today. You guys can obviously play GTA while listening to it or whatever. Expect more funny moments, live commentaries, glitches, and all of that sort of good stuff, and also podcasts weekly. Anyway, my name is iCrazyTeddy, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!